Left-handers rule.
Yup.
Oh, don't pick it up. We're good. Keep shooting.
Fucking not insecure.
It's cool. It's fine. So that's a good indication. You decocked. She fell and actually cocked. So there you go. Finish it up.
Alright, this is the after action report for Costa Ludus Handgun Employment 1, and I'll start the show off by explaining what just happened. Costa gives a safety brief in the very beginning of the video talking about what happens if you drop your gun, what to do if you drop your gun and whatnot. So I didn't think that. I was always like, man, you gotta be a dumbass to drop your gun. But you know what, I was that dumbass. I was that dumbass who dropped his gun. You saw it in the video. You couldn't really see, but what had happened was when I went to reholster after those first two shots, I don't close the hood on my holster. So I was running and it just whoop, and when it popped out, it landed, I guess, oh so magically. I did decock, if you saw, I did decock before I holstered. And when it dropped, it hit the ground like that. And it cocked it. But, of course, Bertas have that firing pin safety right there. So you can see that. So, I mean, it was still an unsafe condition, but he told us if we drop our gun, don't pick it up, let him pick it up. And that's what happened. I was that dumbass. Alright, so, to the show. Alright, I'm going to answer the questions that I got a lot from the first video I posted about what gear that I was going to bring. And a lot of people were asking what gear, what worked, what didn't work. I mean, for the most part, when I go to the range, I always pack the same gear, so I know this gear worked for most of the time. But the situation of the type of the range that it was, you had to bring knee pads. Knee pads are a must. Also, gloves. I actually banged up my hand. I'll roll some footage in there. I banged up my hand and it was actually bleeding from the hard gravel that's out there. Same thing for your knees. If you don't have knee pads, like I said, that gravel will just eat you up. So I'm glad I brought the knee pads. My drop holster. I mean, a lot of people there were using high-speed gear, you know, like the high-speed Kydex. I mean, I even brought high-speed Kydex. But I was the only one there, aside from one other guy who was also a service member. He wore a drop leg holster because that's the way we wear it. And a lot of people, Costa included, use appendix carry, which is cool, but you know, I'm kind of a big dude, so I can't really appendix carry. My stomach gets in the way. Bring a Sharpie to label your mags, because everyone there, especially with the Glock guys, everyone there with their Glocks, there's magazines everywhere, so you need to be able to know which one is yours. There's even a joke that at the end, if you're the last one to pick up your mags, all your mags are going to be 10 rounders. I mean, I'm in California, so 10 rounds. But there's some people that had pre-bad mags. So you have there are people there with high caps. There are cops there too with high caps. So people are all picking up high caps, and they'll leave the 10 rounders behind, you know. So make sure you label your mags. Sunblock. Of course, if it's wintertime, you don't need sunblock. You need warm clothes. But when we went, it was summertime, and man, you got to bring the sunblock. Get the spray type, not the squeeze one, because your hands are dirty. And if you use the squeeze one, you're rubbing all that dirt into your face. Not good. Camelback. Make sure you bring a Camelback, because you don't want to keep going back to your gear to drink out of the bottle. Just wear that Camelback and constant water all the time, especially in the heat. Water, water, water. Costa actually watched my video, and he was actually like giving me shit about the Beretta and the USP that I was going to bring. I didn't even shoot the USP, but because, you know, it's a complex hammer-fired guns. But of course, my Beretta, that's a duty gun, so that's why I shot it. And he was also given, I brought a dump pouch, and he was, you know, he made his thing that he said on Magpul, dynamic Carbine 1, where he's talking about the Twinkies and the cupcakes, whatnot. I don't give a fuck. I love my dump pouch. My dump pouch was king. When you're picking up all your mags and just dumping it, man, screw that. I ain't gonna put it in pockets. I'm gonna put it in my dump pouch. And that's about it for the gear. And so let's get to the actual class. I don't want to give away too much about what happened because, you know, you actually have to experience a Costa Ludus class. And Handgun Employment 1, it was a lot of fundamental building, a lot. And it made me realize something, that I fundamentally suck. I need to work on my trigger a lot more. I thought I was good, but to the standards that he held us to, it's obvious that I suck ass. And we had this drill, it was a dot drill, where it was, let me do an example, where you would shoot something, say I shoot here, and your buddy shooting next to you would have to shoot your bullet within 3 seconds. And you would shoot, go all the way up and down the target, and your buddy next to you has to keep shooting your bullets, which is an impossible task. Physically, it is physically impossible. I was shooting 45 when we were doing the dot drill. My buddy was shooting a 9, and I couldn't stack my bullets on his bullets. Here comes Costa in all his greatness, fucking drilling every fucking bullet hole that you put on there with a 9mm. And I was like, holy shit, it was jaw-dropping. And everyone, it was almost magical watching the guy shoot. So his fundamentals are absolutely there. And it's something actually that it's worth training for, because to be able to shoot at that caliber is amazing. And yeah, for the most part, during breaks I did write down the drills that we did so that I have drills to take home with me. Like I said, I don't want to give away too much because that's his material, and just take his class. Alright, so that's the shooting part of the class. The other part is, to me, the shooting was actually secondary. He did a lot in between drills that we did. He did a lot of talking about mindset, and he is just an incredible speaker. If you watch his Carbine 2, where he was talking about the Medal of Honor recipient that was just kept fighting, just kept going, it was like that. But remember the first time you watched Independence Day, and they gave that speech, the president gave the speech on Independence Day, when, you know, the movie about the aliens, and he was like, "Today we celebrate our independence." That was like the greatest speech I've ever heard when I was a younger kid. And it was at that caliber. It was his big businesses pay big money to listen to a guy speak like that. And fortunately, I'm in the military. I've met a lot of great speakers. Two in particular, Chief Barraza and Chief Gaylor. Two great motivational speakers. And the way he talked about mindset, it was, like I said, it was just fucking amazing. And after he would speak, he would say, "Get your game face on." And then the whole time in my head, I'm like, "I'm gonna kill me some Nazis." And then it really was an inspiring thing. And if you could just pay to listen to the man speak, it's totally worth the money. Shooting, again, was secondary to the class. The guy was amazing. So, to wrap things up, when you're done with the class, he gives you a certificate. It's 100 degrees right now in California, so that's why I keep sweating my ass off, but it's 100 degrees right now. And you get this Handgun Employment certificate, which gives you discounts for gear, like to get the nice pistol belts or whatnot. You also get this coin in the end, this Costa Ludus coin. Flip that around for you there. You gotta take pictures with Costa, of course, and get all fanboy, and he signed my mag, my Beretta mag. And yeah, that's basically it. And you know, before I went to the class, I was talking to a lot of people, especially at work. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go shoot with Chris Costa and all that. And when I was done, they asked me how the class was. And to put it in really simple terms, it was life-changing. The class was absolutely life-changing. And most people will only know him through his YouTube videos or like his Magpul videos. They don't do the man or his shooting justice. You have to actually physically see him shoot and actually hear his message, his actual message. And I mean, right now I'm totally spent on ammo. I have no ammo, and it's totally worth not having any ammo for a few months while while I actually had to enjoy that class. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and hope my sweat didn't bother you too much. And yeah, all right, thanks for watching.
Did you see him? He was fucking looking and like still shooting. Are you fucking serious?